Hello, I'm Tasha, reader number 50980, and I am live on Ask the Answers Instagram and Facebook feed. So, welcome. The same rules apply here that do on the website. So, reading are for entertainment purposes only. I'm not going to be answering any questions that link to health. I'm not a doctor, solicitor, or financial advisor. That being said, I'm a great believer in personal responsibility. You have free will and choice, as does everyone else that your reading pertains to. The future is not fixed, it's fluid. So always remember that the best way to know your future is to make it. So I can see some people joining us. That's great. Hello. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Seamus. I've had some people already send in some questions in advance. There were quite a lot of them. I will be answering a selection of those now while people are joining. So I'm going to get cracking and stop talking. Well, talking, that's not the reading anyway. So as you can see, I conduct my readings a little bit differently to other people. You get to see what's going on. I promise my hands are attached to me. So, my first question was from a lady called Tracy, and she says, "Hello, Tasha. Do you see me being financially secure in the future?" So, hello, Tracy. Thank you for your question. I am going to start, I think, with cards. So, we're going to look at your financial security. Okay, so in a nutshell, it's a yes for Tracy, who asked, "Do I see her being financially secure in the future?" It does talk at the moment some decisions to be made. It does read like there's quite a heavy financial burden at the moment, and the big but is we've got some very positive cards in the future. I would say this is over the next 18 months you will be building towards security. There is some decision and some compromises to be made, or some priorities to be put in order. But yes, it does read as in that there will be an improvement in your finances, and there will be financial security. I would be remiss if I didn't say there will be a little bit of a roller coaster in between, but stay focused on the longer term, and go with it reads like there's some decisions and compromises to be made to get you there. Don't overthink things, because it's kind of read like some of them, if you really think about them, they're kind of no-brainers. So I hope that is helpful and makes sense to you, Tracy. Next I have Yas asks, "Will I be successful in my grief recovery business in the field of dementia?" So I'm going to pull a couple of cards for you. I will be doing different cards, different charms, dice. Some people will get several cards, some people will only get one card. Don't think that just because someone's getting something different from you, it's necessarily better. Okay, so we had this jumping card for you, Yasmin. It's a very positive card, suggesting that yes, you will have success. Let me just pull a couple of charms on that as well. Okay, I don't know if you can see the charms or not. In fact, let's just see if I can zoom in. I'm learning a little bit here too, guys, so please bear with. Yeah, I can zoom in. I can't zoom in all the way, but I can zoom in a little bit. So Yes, this indicates success in your grief recovery business in the field of dementia. It reads as something that's reliable and stable. It reads like you'll be bridging a gap and helping people overcoming difficulties, and it reads as in you are particularly gifted in this. Also, you will be giving a gift to others, but that you are specifically gifted in this. So that's all very lovely and positive for you, Yasmin. Okay, hold on. My comments are frozen, so bear with me whilst I see if I can get them to move, because that's not helpful. Oh no, my comments won't move. That's not going to be a lot of good. Okay. I am going to take another question while I give my computer a second to calm down. And then hopefully my comments will move. So let me zoom it out again so that you can all see. Tech is wonderful when it works. Okay, so next I had Rosemary, who asked, will I become a senior care assistant? Now, that's an ambiguous question. Will you? Well, I can look as to say yes, if you take the right steps, you will. So let's take a look, because really that's a yes or no answer. Oh, yes. That is considered one of the best cards in the deck, or the best card in the deck, depending on how you read. This is thank you to Spencer for adjusting the comments so that I can see them. This is considered one of the best cards in the deck, or the best card in the deck. So I would say that's a resounding yes, you will become a senior care assistant. This card pertains to goals and achievements. So it's very much keep your eye on the prize, and yes. Okay, let me shuffle those quickly. We don't get the same card staying at the top. Let's take a look at these comments now, and let's get some, oh, see, that's why I wanted to shuffle. Get some live questions going. Rena, I'm sorry, I can't look at health questions. You must consult a qualified medical practitioner. Same with Marguerite. So, Sonia Lewis asks, please will I find love? So let's use this for you. Again, you've got a jumping card, which was that one. Okay. So looking at these, you've kissed a lot of frogs, it looks like. Yes, you will. The answer is a yes. Yes, indeed, a lonely old maiden or cat lady. I don't think people are lonely cat ladies personally, but the phrase, isn't it? This is talking about you needing, if I show you, okay, so you see this peacock here. This peacock is talking about you needing to gain a little bit of confidence yourself, and basically some self-care, because this is saying you're not really putting your best foot forward. It's my strutting your stuff kind of feel to this card. So this is saying there needs to be a balance for you. There needs to be some self-care. You need to take the pressure off, because this is talking about patience and all in good time. It's also talking very much about you, as I said, focusing on yourself. But yes, you do have some very nice future cards. You might find that things happen faster than you think they will. But as Phil Collins says, you can't hurry love, you just have to wait. So this is very much focus on you, you do you, work on yourself, work on self confidence, and then putting your best foot forward, putting your best self out there. And yeah, it's there in your future, it's just not quite yet. This was your jumping card here, and this card is all about keeping things simple, looking forward, not backwards, and not giving yourself a hard time, really. But your first card, straight away, take the pressure off. Then you've got patient cards, and then you've got things speeding up in the future. So I hope you found that interesting and helpful. Quick note, I will not reading the comments or answering questions in particular order, probably that you're seeing them. I'm answering them as either they jump out to me or I see them. So please don't be offended if I skip over you or I miss you out. Okay, Mesrit asks about court decision. I'm not allowed to look at legal matters, I'm afraid. Juliet Milliam asks, will I move house this year? So let's use some dice for you. Oh, look at that. Let me just turn that around. I will hold it up. If you can see that top left hand corner dice is a house, and that came up completely organically. So this is talking about, okay, some frustration, but yes, I think this reads as in there needs something to be adjusted or changed. It reads as something needs to be tweaked, and then your house will sell. It reads as things being better than you expect. There is a little bit of frustration. It does indicate the next 6 weeks being significant, and that reads like for the tweak. It might be that you change estate agents, but it just reads as in there's a tweak, there's something that needs to be adjusted, and then yes, it sells. But yes, then it will be better than expected. At the moment, it's like the house isn't being seen. So I don't know if you haven't got it on the market or if you have got it on the market. It's not being seen. I'm very sorry. I have to pause my mic a moment. Well, guys, I've got a massive spider that I just have to deal with, but I'll be back on in a second. So please bear with me. Well, at least you know I'm live. That was huge. I don't mind spiders, but that was massive. And I figured you wouldn't want a psychic, so bless. My husband and son just assisted with rehoming it. So I'm back. Okay. So, let me catch up with this. So, Victoria Weaver, you say your life is a mess. Is there anything good ever going to happen? Bless you. Okay, so ever is a very long time. A very, very long time. So, let's have a look in the near future. I best not get another spider now. They normally come in twos. If I do, I'm just going to reschedule this live. Okay. Ah! That's the second one. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I cannot reach that one, so I'm just going to have to live with it. But I'm telling you now, if it comes out at me again, I'm going to have to reschedule this live. This isn't even funny. They're huge. They're not baby ones. These are big ones. Okay, so Victoria Weaver, we were looking at yours, as you'll see, and I would have, and now my camera's wonky as well, I believe. Yes, it is. My camera's wonky. Hold on. What a day. Okay, that's straight. Oh, what a palaver. So yeah, I can't believe two spiders. I told you they always come in two. It must be psychic A, but this second one I can't get to, but it's huge. So if it stays where it is, we're good. And if not, I'm just going to have to move everything to get at it, which means no more live. I will reschedule it. So Victoria Weaver, you wanted to know if your life would be better. I'm very sorry for the delay. This is not even funny. Okay, so the very short answer is yes, it will get better. These dice are very nice in the sense they're talking about things opening up for you, more comfortable in your commitments moving forward. It's talking about you having support. It is talking about you having to let go of things and having a plan moving forward, but it's also talking about looking in the short term, which is what I actually said when I was throwing these, that you need to look at things in the short term and you need to be sort of taking things day by day. But yes, things will get better. Okay, where am I? Two bigs in a row is creepy. Yes, they are creepy, they're huge. As I said, I don't mind tarantulas. I can deal with. I don't mind little spiders, but these are like, well, that's my palm, and first one of fat at my palm, a little bit smaller, but I'm talking about. Okay, so let's have a look. What else we have? What a palaver. Hi, Lisa Marie. I'm sure you've asked a question. I've recognised your name, but they're gone. Okay. Let me just do one of the ones that pre-selected and then I'll go back to the comments. Danielle asks, have I made the right choice? Okay, so that's a little bit vague. But let's see what we can do with that. So I'm using a second set of dice here. Okay. So Danielle, who sent in a question asking, has you made the right decision? Okay. Your dice, and I will hold them up for the camera. Your dice are talking about something new, something new you're learning, or new wisdom, new knowledge coming in. They're talking about taking a little bit of risk, but it reads as a calculated risk. Literally, it translates to a calculated risk. It does feel very much like you're truly out of your comfort zone, and this is kind of being fake your confidence, kind of fake it till you make it kind of attitude. They are quite nice. They talk about staying focused and not being too hard on yourself or too overly critical. But I would say yes, you have made the right decision, because this reads is like, as I said, calculated risk or educated decision. Okay. Thank you, Damaris, for your spider medicine comment. Yes, I'm aware. I just don't need it crawling over my things. And it was quite an active one as well, so I'm wondering where it's gone. Okay, so let me see. Spencer, if you're around, we have someone asking people to inbox them for reading. You could deal with that, please. Damaris, best way to evolve your business. Oh, I had one that tried to run away there, which was that one, which is the fish. Okay, so I was just taking a screenshot so I could get someone's question, because I didn't want to lose it in the fridge. Okay, says Damaris, this is talking best way to evolve your business. This reads very much as in making sure you have boundaries, and this is talking about marketing or attracting the right kind of client, or marketing yourself to the right, I hate the phrase ideal client. I know everyone always talks about get your ideal client and get your ideal client, and this isn't what this is talking about. This is very much talking about getting putting yourself out there, making sure you're on the right platforms and that you've got the right support. This also talks about being more organized, but it seems a bit, and actually doing, because this feels very much there's a lot of ideas, but there's not so much. It's like too much percolating and not enough action. It's also talking about being yourself, that in the marketing, it's like be yourself or be true to you, rather than to do what you want to do or what's right for you, and rather than what you think you should be doing. This does feel like your finances, the fish, which for me in this is finances. This talks about it not being balanced. So I feel like you need to rein in what you're spending, or be very selective about your spending. And this is very much, this could be World Wide Web. So your website, or it can be social media, but this is talking about looking at that as being very, and being and getting like some sort of organization come on, because this is talking about consistency. So put yourself out there, look at anything web-based or social media based, and how you're presenting yourself, and consistency. Consistency is also repeat clients as well. So looking at what entices people, or why people will keep coming back to you, or recommendations. So I hope you found that helpful. Okay. I've just relaxed, which probably means it will appear again. Okay, so okay, I can see a lot of people are asking about will they reconcile with exes. For some of you, you wouldn't have heard what I said at the beginning. I'm a great advocate for personal responsibility. You have free will and choice, as does anyone else that pertains to your readings. The future is not fixed, it's fluid. So the best way to know the future is to make it quite literally. That's probably exactly what I said at the beginning. But this is talking about people are asking about themselves and will they reconcile. I can look and it will be a very straight answer, yes or no, as things stand in this moment. I don't think that's particularly helpful to people. I'm more interested in looking at what can you do to empower yourself, what can you do to find the right relationship for you, etc., etc. Okay, so Demarcy is working on his website. Good. Make that priority because that's what was showing up on your dice. Hi, Danielle. Okay, so I have got Usman who asks when will he be able to reap the benefits of investments? Okay, so let's use these. Actually, let's not. Let's use this. Okay, so what are we, February? I don't know what your investments are, but it indicates to cut your losses in March. I know from my own personal readings that I'm seeing cryptocurrency fall in March, so it's a great time to buy. But this is talking about August time being a really good time for investment. There seems to be a little bit of a dip, specifically pertaining to your investments. This isn't general. In September, and it's talking about making a decision or deciding what direction you wanted to go in around mid-October, give or take a few days. It's certainly saying that you should have made any adjustments you want to make by the time you've gone into like November. So hopefully you found that interesting and helpful. What else have we got? Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. Okay, I've got Lisa Marie Williams asked, will I find true love? So let's take a look and get rid of this. In fact, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put some charms. Okay, that one doesn't want to be on there. Okay, so this was the one that was trying to run away, trying to roll away. Okay, so that's the lighthouse. So lighthouses symbolize hope, basically. They're a port in the storm. So this is saying don't give up. Things might be turbulent or not be how you want them, but don't give up on love. So where I'm looking at your charms, and I know these don't show up very well on camera, so I do apologize, and this doesn't let me fully zoom in, but hopefully that gives you a little bit of a better picture. This is talking about, yes, you've got love. This is like you're heading towards love. This is though talking about you focusing again, it's talking about your own personal boundaries, so not adjusting yourself to fit into other people, not settling. This again, you've got the man symbol here landing with the peacock's here. So this is talking very much about focusing on yourself, owning your confidence, doing is to make yourself feel good. Talking about it's nice, but it's talking about self-confidence messages and things moving forwards, and this is transformation and improvement, step up in the future. This talks about previously feeling like you've your tail and frustration, and this indicates that yeah, in a very quick nutshell, yes, there is love in your future. Again, we're looking 12 to 18 months, because you've got some work to do on yourself or some healing to do on yourself. But these are some nice charms, some nice combinations. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some chat back and forward, perhaps on social media or on the internet first, because this is talking about messages, positive messages to you. But this is nice, and it raises in exactly what you'd want in a committed relationship. But it's interestingly, it will be different to what has gone before. So it would be like perhaps not the same type of person for you moving forward as you've been with in the past, because it talks about breaking a cycle. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Okay. Jana asks, will I get a suitable job in Switzerland as I'm applying for more than 1 year and changed multiple times your CV, etc.? Okay, so let's take a look. Let's use these. Actually, no, let's use these. Okay, yes, is the answer. You will. You need to be persistent. It keeps saying, it says the opposite. Yeah, I'll show you your dice because I know they don't show up. So this is talking about persistence. If you look at the bottom dice, that's a 4-leaf clover. You don't need to be psychic to say a 4-leaf clover is good. It's opportunity. So this here is talking about there's opportunity for work, but you need to be persistent. So indicates the summer. There's a decision. I do wonder, looking at these, if it's something you've applied for before, something new comes up or another thing comes up with it, because that it's almost like the persistence is almost like something loops around from the past. But the answer is yes, you will be successful. Keep going. I think there's going to be something in the summer, but if it's not specifically the summer, it will be this year, because the sun also indicates success, which we like. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, so looking at this, I can see Karen Spores asks, will I ever go on a pilgrimage with her friend? Okay, so again, ever is a very long time. I know it feels like we've all been locked down forever, but we haven't really. Okay, so let's use these for you. The very quick answer is yes, you will. Okay, so let me show you your dice now. I've spun them round. I don't really expect you to see that, but you've got the clover, which is top left. So yes, you will. There will be opportunity. I do think you're not going to do what you did before. There's going to be a tweak in your plan. It reads like a tweak in the plan, or something is adjusted. But these two here indicate that you will have to follow certain rules, which I'm presuming is like travel restrictions. But it does say yes, it will happen. I don't think it will be maybe 2023, possibly 2022. 2022 feels vague. I think it will be 2023. So I hope you found that interesting. Let's see what else we have. Okay, I've just got people saying thank you. You're most welcome. But I can't see any questions now. Okay, so I'll go to one from that was pre-sent in. Shelley Ann Brown asks, can I see anything in her or my immediate future? So Shelley Ann Brown, if you're tuned in, this one is for you. And if you're not, you can watch it on playback. Okay. So your jumping dice was here. And what that is saying to me is that you're putting on a bit of a brave face at the moment. What can I see around you? I can see, and what can I see in your immediate future? Well, at the around you, you're putting on a brave face. I can see there is some support for you. I can see that you're going to be gaining a new skill or new feather to your cap. And this will be this year. It reads like over the next 9 months. We're February, so it's roughly this year. But I actually think this will be in the next 6 months. This reads as in you will be... there's more support for you than you realize, because this is talking about delegating or getting help and support. And this really reads like there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not a train coming towards you. That's how I feel. I feel like everything's sort of, I'm waiting for everything is bad. I've almost got the attitude of it's, work on the worst case scenario. Anything else is a bonus. This does indicate things are going to improve. This indicates you literally getting out of your shell, looking after your well-being is going to be a priority, but it reads like you're going to be gaining a feather for your cap. And getting the support and help to do that, which will bring you out of your shell. So hopefully you found that interesting and helpful, Shelley Ann Brown. Let's see what else we have. Sally Brown, I think I just answered your question. If you're Sally Ann Brown, but I don't know. Okay. Philip Parkinson, will your life get better over the next 12 months? You currently feel lost. Oh, bless you. Okay, so let's see what the next 12 months have for you. Okay, so will things get better? Yes. And for those that have never seen me read before, I had readings with me, I'm known to be honest. I always say, be careful what you ask me for, because I'm not going to lie if the answer is negative. So be prepared for that. Primarily, this one little dice here talks about overcoming challenges. Okay. And if I show you all of your dice. Okay. So we've got some really nice dice for you, Philip. This one, though, specifically is all about overcoming challenges. So that's why I can so happily say, yes, things will get better for you over the next 12 months. This is talking about literally messages, someone, a person, but it's like support swooping in for you. This talks about you feeling very overwhelmed. It's like the boogeyman. So this is saying that, but this is talking, you see here, you've got a parachute. So there's a way forward. There's an escape route out of this feeling for you. This is very much indicating pressure being removed. There's support. There'll be clarity for you. You will overcome challenges. And my favorite, especially as this is like your outcome, if you see that is a rainbow and a cloud. So it's like silver lining, or there's always a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So it's not only things will get better, it will be like this whole situation is being like a blessing in disguise where you're at. So hopefully you'll take some comfort in that, Philip. And I'm quite relieved I could tell you that yes, things will improve. That being said, if ever I have a question where I don't get to say there's such a nice answer at the end, I'd always look to see what can be done about things, because as I said, the future is not fixed. You have free will, you have control. Readings for me are meant to be empowering and helpful. So if I can see that something's not so great in the future, I always look to see, okay, well, what can we do about that? For you, happily, it does show improvement. You're most welcome. Naz, anything for you? Okay, so let's take a look for you. Okay, so Philip, you're most welcome. Farinaz asked, what can I see it coming for you? Again, this talks about feeling a little bit. Okay, so you get the little bumblebee here. That's my little be happy bumblebee. So it's very much focused on the positives, not the negatives, or focus on what you can do, not what you can't. This is also, again, these dice indicate feeling overwhelmed and putting on a brave face. This suggests that you need to push out of your comfort zone a little bit, and there needs to be a little bit more balance in your life. I know that's generic and I apologize, but I just feel like you're either one way, you're like either like completely focused on one thing or focused in one direction, and you need to kind of look at the bigger picture or broader horizons, because I feel as I'm reading you that I've got tunnel vision and I'm kind of focused on the wrong thing, which is why I say switch. Again, you get my little rainbow. Oh, that turned in my hand. Little rainbow and cloud, which indicates that there's going to be a silver lining. You also, which is what it was trying to do when it was turning me around, turned onto this, which indicates there's something positive financial, but it also indicates looking after the pennies now. Pounds will take care of themselves. So watch the little things you're spending money on, they're adding up. It can indicate that someone's that's spending to make themselves feel better or is an emotional crutch. So just be aware of that. But these are some really nice charms. Again, charms, dice. It talks about looking at what you really want. More or less ask that question: what is it that you really want, and what are you doing to get that? Because that's what you should be focusing on the next 12 months. So hopefully you found that interesting and helpful. I'm just going to mute my mic while I have a sip of my drink. Okay, I can see a lady called Patricia. You're most welcome, Farry, who asks, can I please tell her what I see for her? So hello, Patricia. Thank you for joining live tonight. We have had all sorts of things. I've had 2 spiders, big spiders as well. And I don't mind spiders, but it seemed probably my son and her husband reaching over the desk trying to catch spider for me. It's been a palaver. But hey, at least you know it's live. Okay, so Patricia, what I see for you. I don't I know we're all in lockdown. Well, I suppose this is international, so we're not all in lockdown, but to varying degrees we've been affected, shall we say. But this literally talks about freedom from your house. If I hold it up for you. Okay, so these dice are literally talking about freedom from your house. Okay, in a more general sense, it's talking about getting out of your comfort zone. And okay, so this kind of reads as in to open your eyes as to what's in front of you and take things into a new direction. So you have the be happy, which is all about follow your bliss, your pleasures. You've got here like putting yourself out there or taking action, trusting in what you know. Now, I do mean like your actual knowledge, but I'm also talking about your intuition, because you do get the all seeing eye here. So that is a symbol of intuition, but it's also talks about looking at the details. But it also comes, that's what's really interesting for me. It comes with the little alien there. So this is like, I don't know if anyone here watched the X-Files, but it's very much put yourself out there, the truth out there. Follow, take action on what you know and what you want, and a little bit of risk, get out of zone. And yeah, so what have you got for the next months? Well, this little dice here says what you want for the next 12 months, because you've got options. And there's very much of, if not now, when? Because this is like following what makes you happy or following your bliss. That literally, these 5 dice here literally read like follow your bliss. Tells me you've got options. Tell me it's like almost like adventure. I do think you're going to change something in your house though. That is like, and I don't just mean like move the furniture around or put a new picture up. It's like you repurpose an area or change a room. So like sometimes a spare bedroom can be made into a little gym or a study or whatever. It's like something, you're going to change something in your house over the next 12 months. And I feels like you'd already thought about it and didn't do it. Well, it feels like you're going to do it now. So hopefully you found that interesting. It was a bit rambly. I apologize. Okay. Okay, so I have Pavlina Jane. Shall more focus on my astrology path. Okay. Let's take a look. In fact, let's do the cards. I've done lots of dice, haven't I? What are we going to use? Decisions, hey? Okay, I'm going to use these. I haven't used these yet. So, Pavlina, more focus on, should there be more focus on astrology path? Interesting. Okay, so Pavlina Jane, this is for you. This is should. Now, should is a very ambiguous word. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. But I asked about your astrology path, and if that was a good option for you. So I slightly reworded it. Now, this is quite interesting because this is talking about consistency. So I don't know if you've been very stop-start with your astrology path, but this is talking about needing consistency moving forward. It also indicates you're making things a little bit harder than you need to be, how you've been doing things with your astrology. Should you? Yes and no. Yes, but it's like forewarned is forearmed. This does talk about needing to change things to reach your goal or what you're trying to achieve with your astrology. It does indicate that you're kind of missing a trick. So it's like, I don't want to look at general astrology. I want to have a focus. I want to have an area of expertise. So I would look at what you find particularly interesting in astrology and have a focus on that, because that's how that feels like. But Yes, this is talking about expanding your knowledge and then further expanding. So I don't know if you want to take a refresher course or focus on something, something specific and take a course on that, because I'm feeling I'm expanding my knowledge in one particular area, and then that kind of snowballs from there. I do wonder if you'll do something with children's charts. I don't mean like natal birth charts. I mean like specifically looking at children's charts specifically, because the cards that indicate the area also link round to smaller children. So I hope you found that interesting and helpful. Okay. Ah, Patricia, you're extending into your attic and making another bedroom. Wonderful. I'm so pleased that that made sense to you. So I will remind you all at the end, because I'm aware people come and go, but there is a special on at the moment on the website, Ask the Answer website. There is a banner for a new customer offer where you get £5, you get £15 worth of credit. You don't have to speak to me, you can speak to any psychic. So do take advantage of that. I will remind you at the end. We are coming to an end of our time. Unfortunately, I did lose some time to a spider, which I will try and find between ending this and going on to the lines afterwards. So if you didn't get a reading with me, you can take advantage of that new customer offer and join me afterwards. Give me a few minutes, spider. Because I'll be on the lines roughly between 8 and 9, depending on how long it takes me to rehome big thing. But yes, it's good. So my comments are still frozen. That is so frustrating. Why has that stopped? Oh, I don't even know what that is. I just, when they say if you don't know what a button is, don't press it. Well, I'm the person that has to press it, and I nearly exited. Okay, so let me have a look. I think I've answered all the questions that are on screen. And yes, please don't respond to inbox requests in the comment section. These are not Ask the Answer psychics. Please go to the website or telephone lines and get a reading with one of our readers. Pavlina, thank you. I'm glad that makes sense. Right, well, my comments are frozen. So the last thing I can see is Spencer telling you not to respond to inbox requests. So let's see if it moves. So if you want to ask a question, and I haven't got to you, ask now, because it will pop up at the top. Okay, so I've got Melissa asking, will he come back? So Melissa, I will ask the question, but please don't shoot the messenger if it's not the answer you would like. So Melissa Wood, this is for you. Okay. So these are your dice. Okay. Now that one right at the bottom indicates things will not proceed as they have done in the past. This does indicate that there's complications. This does indicate that there's outside influence. This does indicate there will be some back and forward in communication. But very, very strongly, this says that you need to hold your ground and not settle or make make yourself too accommodating. So I hope that's helpful to you. Okay. Dawn asks, when is love coming forward, please? Okay, so let me make some space. Let me use some charms for you. Okay, Dawn. Dawn Stevenson, Melissa says it is. Thank you. Good. When is love coming forward for you? So this indicates 6-7 months. So that would be with February. So it is looking like end of summer, August, September-ish. But this also reads like June, July is significant. So I would say between July and those summer months or later summer months seem to be quite significant. This does indicate you needing there's a lot of cards here that indicate to let go of something hard on yourself and to like cut something from the past, because I feel like the past before you're going to move forward in your love life. Literally you have so many symbols around you that talk about things, a cycle ending for you before you moving forward, and that's like around you now. So it's like previous 3 months to next 3 months. But yeah, we're looking into summer going to autumn. And full disclosure, I do sometimes get the year wrong, but I always tend to get the month right. But this does, if I'm honest, read like it's this year rather than further down the line. But there is a responsibility yourself to let go of something so that you can move fully forward. I don't know if anyone recognizes this. It's a very famous image of a butterfly being held down with rocks. And that's what this feels like. It feels like you need to cut those rocks off and let go of those rocks to move forward. Okay, let's see what we've got. It's probably going to be my last one on air. Okay, so I can see Sonia Banger says, do I feel that her boyfriend will take the relationship to the next level? So I am reading him through you, so I'm being perfectly honest, which I can do. I do all the time, but I'm just letting you know he has free will and choice, so that can change and influence things. So let's see what his intentions are. As my mother used to ask people, what are your intentions towards my daughter? Okay, so does he intend? Well, you have the fire here. So that's always a good sign when we're looking at a relationship. It can indicate some intensity, can indicate some chemistry and passion. Does he intend taking it to the next level? I would say yes, he does. Quite literally. And let me see if I can move these up so you can see them. those two dice on the left hand side are an arrow and an apple. So it's like hitting a target, a very precise target. It's like he's picking his moment, or he's waiting for something to happen before he does. It's almost like he wants to be in the right place in his life before he does. He could be waiting for that promotion, or for him to be a certain age, because it's almost like it's an idea of his that he's always had. It's nothing to do with you, that it's a specific set thing he's waiting for, and then yes, he will take it to the next level. Is how it reads. The question, though, that comes up with this is, what are you doing in the meantime? It's like, because it's asking about what your focus is. So that can either pertain to you taking the bull by its horns, but I don't think so. It's not quite how it reads. It reads more like, while he's doing his thing, make sure you're doing yours. So I would say kind of ignore it and try to forget about it, because it's almost like a watch pot doesn't boil. A watch kettle never boils, watch pot never boils. So it's like the moment you stop focusing on it, then something will happen. But while you're staying focused, it's almost like you're blocking it. So hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, he keeps saying it's a surprise. See, I told you need to give the man some space so he can do his thing. Stop watching the pot and then it will boil. So I think that's a lovely way to end. I would just like to remind everyone that on the website there is a banner for a new customer offer. For just £5, you can get £15 worth of credit to speak to a psychic of your choice. Please take advantage of this. It's a great offer. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope the spider incidents, not one but two, and me shrieking didn't put anyone off. My apologies if I didn't see you, or if I didn't get to your question and answer it for you. For those that did get some insight, I hope you found it interesting and helpful. Thank you to Spencer and the Ask the Answer team. I'm just taking a little break to find this second spider, and then I will personally be on the phone lines, but we do have a really great team of psychics that are all waiting to speak to you. Health, wealth and happiness, and I'm sure I will see you around. Take care. Bye-bye.